Welcome back to Primetime News.
Special welcome to folks on OneSpotMedia.com.
Up first this evening, we begin with news that several motorists and pedestrians are now stranded in Clarendon as heavy rains have flooded streets and businesses, causing chaos throughout the town.
The rains, which started this afternoon, sent scores of people scampering to higher ground to avoid being washed away.
You are now looking at images of roadways turned into mini rivers and several abandoned vehicles in the capital.
Our news team spoke with a worker at courier company Tara.
They come this one stop and deliver a package and the water does. Naturally ship and they can't move again.
So it wasn't like this when they reach?
No. We do the rain just come and we can't come direct.
That's a Tara?
Yes. You see me? Can you see? That's my foot.
And we are now joined live on the telephone by the Mayor of Maypen, Winston Maraj. Mr. Maraj, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you and good evening to your viewers.
These pictures were from earlier this afternoon. Has the situation improved at all?
Well, it's just clearing up now. I'm in the middle of the town right now, and the traffic has started to move slowly. We still have a number of people walking, school children walking, trying to get home, trying to get out of the town. The taxis were parked for quite a while, and they have just slowly started to get moving right now as the water subsides. And
no.
You know, this is the first I've ever seen anything like this one, though.
How high were the waters? We see the pictures, but where would they have actually caught you?
Yeah, a number of the streets were up to 1 meter high of water.
Which streets were affected?
Sorry, come again?
Which streets were affected?
Yeah, no, everything was. Businesses affected, the buses, there was no buses running, no buses going. Even the JUTC buses that normally run down to Clarendon Town and to Toll Gate and all that, even those buses couldn't move. So school children are stranded all over Veer right now, can't get home. The taxis were all stranded in Maypen Town. And they're just slowly now trying to move in some sections of the town. I can tell you, it took me 2 hours along Manchester Avenue, which that drive that would normally take me a minute or a minute and a half.
A minute and a half and 2 hours today?
2 hours this evening.
Okay. Now, in terms of the businesses, we see that water is very, very high. What is the condition or state of them? Were they affected? How were they affected?
Well, I don't think any business, we're not receiving any report of any business place flooded. What happened here is that the intensity of the rainfall, the rain fell for nearly 3 hours, I understand. I wasn't in the town at the time. And I understand that the rain fell for nearly 3 hours. And as a result of that, all the drains were filled to capacity and overflowed onto the roadways.
Well, we have on the line the communications manager at the National Works Agency, Mr. Stephen Shaw. Stephen Shaw, is that also your information, that the drains, blocked drains, were the cause of all of this flooding?
Well, I believe that the intensity of the rainfall had more to do with the flooding today. Clearly, raining for 3 hours with the kind of intensity that I am told it happened, that would have overwhelmed the majority of the drainage features in the town. Bear in mind that when we design drainage features, we design them to facilitate storm waters of a certain type or intensity. And so I am not so sure that blocked drains would be the main cause of what transpired in Maypen today. But certainly, I think that the drains were just overwhelmed and could not handle the amount of water that was dumped on that town this afternoon until this evening.
What is going to be the NWA's effort in this in this cleanup effort?
Well, clearly, we have a second phase of our mitigation program that was approved about 2 weeks ago, and drain cleaning is taking place right across the country. Clearly, this is an area where the town of Maypen will have to look at those drainage features that we have under or within our scope of responsibility. Western Park Gully, for example, I know that's overflowed. Western Park Gully is a huge drain. We did significant work there recently, but it overtopped. You know, clearly showing you the amount of rain that fell today and its intensity, causing significant flooding. I just want to say, too, that we have flooding reported along the Osborne Store main road. We had flooding along the New Longsville main road as well. That situation is receding, and so we still want to say to persons, exercise caution traveling to and from Chapperton at this time.
Okay, thank you very much, Stephen Shaw. Mayor Raj, Stephen Shaw there is saying blocked drains, not the problem as far as he knows. Do you have information otherwise?
No, well, it will be blocked drains per se. It's just that the drains were inadequate to carry the volume of water that came down on us within that 3-hour span.
Okay.
Yes, that's what happened. So what I think what we would need is like more drains or wider drains right now.
All right.
If we could have an occurrence like this one again.
Acknowledge. Mayor Maraj, Stephen Shaw, one more question. Have you had any reports of a child being washed away during all of this deluge?
Yes, I spoke to the police senior superintendent not too long ago, and she has that report as well. Yeah. Really sad to hear.
When you say he has that report, you mean someone has gone to the police to say their child or their relative has been washed away?
Yes, my understanding is that they found a child's body, I think it's from one of the primary schools, behind community center up in Effortville here.
Behind where?
Effortville Community Center.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Somewhere in that area there.
All right, we will continue to investigate those reports and bring you as much information as we have. But thank you very much, Mayor of Maypen, Winston Maraj, as well as the Communications and Customer Services Manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw. Gentlemen, good evening.
Thanks for having me.